Okay. So in last class, I think we have discussed about the Python functions, right? Okay. So today's topic is just extension to the topic. So we need to understand the modules and packages and modules concept as well, which is very important. And we regularly use this topic in our real time examples or real time use cases. Okay. Huh. So I told you already in the last class, like what is function? If at all, if you want to do repeated activity, right, we have to create a function and we have to make use of that continuously, right? Okay. So like let's say I have like created last time I think I've created the addition function, right, or subtraction function, right? So like that I have like many functions created. Now how do I make use of them? How do I organize them properly? That is what my next topic actually. Okay. So what you guys can do is you can organize all your custom functions or all your predefined functions. Okay. Not only custom functions, guys, Python has some built-in functions actually. Now, where can we see those functions? So those functions are also backend defined by its own definition. Now, where can we see that one? Okay. How they're organized, all those functions. That's what we need to understand. Okay. So if all these functions are like stored at one place, that place we call it as a module. I'm not supposed to call it as a place. The file which is containing the functions is called as a module. So like those functions we have to use whenever it is required. Okay. Now simply I can say that Python module is just a .py file. It is just a .py is nothing but a Python file. All Python files ending with .py. The py meaning is Python. Okay. A module file must be end in .py. That means all our functions will be stored. We'll try to store it in a modules. We'll try to store it in a Python file. Okay. Shiva, we'll try to see the custom modules creation as well. Before that one, let me try to explain some inbuilt functions here, and we'll try to use and how many ways. What are all the different ways are there to import a module or a function? That's what we'll try to understand. Okay. So generally, in general, in any like Python coding practices, right? Generally, they use this notation: import module. You guys might have seen even in Java also we have similar kind of concept. Okay. So in Python we call it as import module name. So in this module name, actually your Python like function is defined. Function or variable, whatever it is, okay, is defined. So if at all, if you want to use that function in your code, you have to import that one. That means whenever you write this code in your actual code, then the function scope will be created in your environment, in your session, I can say. Okay. Now, what I wanted to say is, let's say, let's say I have a module called math. Math is a predefined module, guys. I have not defined this one. I'm going to create the custom module as well based on this one. Okay. So I have a predefined module called math. Okay. So inside math, actually, all these functions are defined. What are all those functions? Cos, sine, tan, tan2, ceil, cos, cosh, e, expression, mod, floor, r expression, like this. All these things are defined actually. So E is just a constant. Guys, one more thing you are trying to understand. Not only functions, so we can store even constants also inside the module. See, let's say if I try to like E value, you guys know, right? Generally in mathematics, how do we store? E is nothing but 2.17, right? 2.7718 something we'll try to store, right? So this is nothing but your what I can say, E value. It's a constant, that's it. So even in the mathematics, you know, you guys know pi, right? Pi value equal to 3.414, we write, right? So that is also constant. So how you are getting that one? How you are getting that value when you write print of pi when you say, then it is going to give 3.414. Then how you are going to get that value? Backend Python is actually storing that value some location, right? That location is nothing but your module. Okay, here also e value is stored like this 2.71718. Okay, let's say if you want to calculate the square root of some number, right? Then math dot square root. Square root is a predefined function. It is also a function. Okay, let me try to do this one, same thing activity. Okay, this is my Jupyter notebook. So here I'm trying to write it. I wanted to import actually. Otherwise, if I try to write directly square root of 10 or square root of 4 or square root of 25 something here, then what will happen? We'll try to understand here. Okay, now let's say x equal to, I'm writing here. Or if you want to write directly print command, you can write it, no problem. That is also okay. Okay, print of square root of sqrt. Okay, square root function actually takes number as input. Let's say I'm trying to take here 4. Then what will happen if I try to execute? People know that it's a predefined function. But how does my console know that when it's a predefined function? Where is this function is defined? Python is not able to understand this one. So in order to make it understand, what we need to do is we need to import this particular module. Import module name we need to mention. I know that square root is actually stored in math. You simply use that function module here, and after that you can write okay, you can write this one. Yeah,
math
you can
dot square.
yeah, math dot square root also you can do. If you write like this, okay, I thought okay. If you write like this, what will happen? This import got, I mean, this math got imported here. 1 minute, please. Okay, sorry. So here, what we need to do is we can directly use that module name dot your function name. That's it. This is good option to like use that particular function here. Now, if I try to execute this one, see it is giving 2.0. Previously, before importing, like my session doesn't know. Okay, my Python session doesn't know actually. So where is the square root like function is there? Now I'm clearly telling to my Python, hey Python, square root function is there in the math module. It is defined actually in the backend. You go and get that function definition, function scope here, and try to calculate the square root of the number 4 here and give me the output. Yes, this is not only the way we can define in other way also. Okay, so how we can do that one is from keyword also we can use, from okay, module name also we can use, from math. Okay, import. Let's say generally why do we use this one is if at all if you want to import a specific function, then we have to use this kind of notation. From math import sqrt. I'm trying to import only square root. That's it. Then if you mention clearly this one, then you don't need to use this math dot here. Then I can directly execute this one. See, I'm getting output, same output. Same output as it is. This is also one notation. Or you try to import the math also and try to use that math dot square root also here. That is also okay. See, you are telling to Python interpreter saying that, hey, go and get the function scope here. That's it. Okay, so that is what I'm trying to mention here in the next slide. So import module name also you can write, or import module name dot, I mean, and module name dot entity name. You can access that one using module name dot entity name. Entity name is nothing but your function name. That is what I've used, right? Math dot square root I used. After importing this one, I simply used math dot square root. That's it. Okay, or from that module name import that entity name. Entity name is nothing but again function name. That's it. Either this notation you can use or this notation also you can use. Or sometimes we use alias name also. Alias name also. Okay. How we can use that alias name is, we let's say, since math is a like simple word, I can every time use here math dot. I can use. What if the module name is very big? Let's say 15 characters are there. Every time do I need to like type this 15 characters module name to my function in front of my function? No, I don't need to use that one. So for that, what I need to do is you need to write import math as alias name. Generally in SQL, how do you write it? As only, right? Column alias name, how do you write generally? As only, right? In the same way here also, as m, I'll try to use. Now, instead of writing this math every time, I'll simply use here m dot square root. That's it. Then even if you execute this one, you will get the same output as it is. So in different places, people use in different ways. See, that is their how they're habituated to write this import module, right? So as per that, they'll write it. Even if you find somewhere in your code, okay, see, there is no guarantee that in projects you'll be writing the code from the scratch, right? Sometimes you have to work on the codes which was written by somebody else. Okay, in that case, if they have written, if they have imported the module like this, you should be able to understand. Okay, this is alias name. So m is nothing but a alias name dot that function name they're trying to use. So that is the reason we try to understand all the possible like cases here. Okay. So that is what I mentioned in my slide deck. Okay. And next, if at all, if you want to import the entire module, right? Star also we can use, guys, here. Okay. Sometimes what we use, import import math dot star. Sorry, math star. Okay. If I try to take this one, then it will try to take all the functions here. If math star will work, right? Actually, 1 second. Star also, no, dot is not required. Directly I can give import here, but here again, then it is trying to import all the functions or methods, sorry, functions and the variables here. Then do I need to use this one? No, not required, I think. Okay, I'll tell you this notation a bit later. Okay, so for now, you just try to understand only import that module name, and after that, without alias name or with alias name, whatever way you want, you can use it. Or if at all, if you want to like import a specific function, import that module name and the specific function you try to import and use it anywhere in your program. That's it. Okay. Now, even in PySpark also, see, PySpark is also one of the, okay, before I go ahead and like explain that PySpark, I'll just try to complete the packages concept as well here. Okay. So here, I'll explain this one a bit later, not now. Or otherwise, let me go on this one as well. Okay. See here, also, even in PySpark also, maybe from Monday onwards, we are going to write this code every day. Every day we write this code. So I'll simply mention there in my code part actually, import PySpark. So PySpark is a module here, or I can say it's a package. Okay, it's a module, I can say. From the module, I'm trying to like use, I can say it's a, if you consider this is a package, this is a sub package or somewhat. Okay, for now you consider it as a module. In that module, SQL is a sub module, I can say. Inside that one, I have a like function called Spark session, which does not accept any parameters. Okay, or I have one more like function called get or create. We are going to use. I'll tell you the meaning of each and every function here when we get into the Spark. Okay, so here also I'm trying to use PySpark is a module. Inside that one, .sql is a submodule. So submodules you can access using dot operation. Main module dot submodule. You can write in this way also. Dot that particular function, or if you have some other submodule, right, you can use that one as well here. Okay, you'll understand that one anyway bit later. Okay, so here also I've already explained this one. So here also I'm trying to import here from PySpark.sql. So this one together I call it as a module. This one together I call it as a module. From that one, I'm trying to import a function called Spark session. Function or class, whatever it is. To be frank, we have to call it as a class. But here, since you don't need to understand the classes concept here, I'm just trying to call it as a function here for now. Okay, on top of that one, you're trying to use some other things here. So we do regularly these things in our PySpark. Okay. Now here also, import star will work, guys. I don't know why it was not working there. Let me try this one once again. It should work here. Am I doing any mistake here? Help me here. So pi is also one of the variable inside that one. It's working now. I don't know what was the mistake I've done there. Previously, did I do any mistake?
Yeah, you mentioned the from.
Oh, sorry. I missed that import star. My bad, guys. I'm sorry. My bad. Yeah. So the notation, if at all, if you want to import all the functions, right, from a particular module, you have to use from that particular module, import star. Star indicates all functions. All the functions and variables which are there in that module, you try to import all. And whatever the function, if you want to use, right, you can use it later. And pi is also one of the constant value which is defined in the backend actually. So that I'm trying to print here, 3.14. Okay, so like this we have to do this. Okay, now, and this is not recommended approach, guys. Especially in Databricks, this is not recommended. You know why? When I say star here, it will try to import all the functions right here. So it is going to create all the functions scope in this particular session, which is not recommended. It will take more time. It will take like Python. It will take some time to Python to import all those functions. It's a performance issue. That is the reason why generally in Databricks, we don't suggest to import all the functions. So whatever the function is required for you, you try to import only those. Okay, so here only square root and Python are Py are required for me. So I'll try to import sqrt comma with comma, and from, see, if you're trying to import multiple functions from the same module with the comma separation, you can do that. So from the same module, you don't need to write every time again here. You can write like this, but it's not recommended here. Okay, so what I will do is, just for sake, what I'm trying to write here is, I can write like this. I told you from the module, I'm trying to import square root, I'm trying to import pi as well. See, unnecessarily, you're increasing the number of lines right here. So you can write still, you can able to execute this one. But unnecessarily, you're increasing the number of lines here. So to avoid this one, what I can do is, I can remove this particular line and I can put comma here so that it will try to import these two this is the value, I can say a variable. This variable value it will try to import, and square root also it will try to import from this particular module. This is also one of the notation. Like that, any number of functions you can add here. Any number of functions. Based on your usage, you have to keep adding your functions here. That's the best practice. Okay. Moving on. See here, I'm trying to use from PySpark.sql.functions. I'm trying to import all my functions. PySpark is a module there I have like SQL is a submodule. Okay. Inside that one again I have a submodule called functions. There I have actually all my functions are there. Actual functions are there. Okay. I told you right back and we have .py file. There I'm trying to from there I'm trying to import all these things, right? Now let me show you practically here how we can see that. Now let me go to my drive here, and here I actually installed the PySpark for your previous batch actually. So here let me check that where did I install that? Yeah, this is the one actually. This is my Spark installation folder. So here I'm just clicking on here. This is my main folder. Here I have Python. Python. Okay. Inside Python actually I have different folders here. The one I'm talking is PySpark. This is what I was importing actually previously. This is what I was telling here. From PySpark, I am trying to import the functions from this particular, sorry, from this particular modular package, I can say. Okay, inside that one, I have SQL. Okay, if you consider this is a module, all these are submodules, I can say. SQL is a submodule, ML is a machine learning is a submodule, streaming is a submodule, pandas is a submodule, machine learning like ML is a separate module. Like that, we have different modules are there. Now, the very famous one is SQL one here. If I try to open this one here, I have like again a few more submodules. If you go and check one of the submodule, let's say pandas here, see here we have all these are Python files only right here. Now here all your functions are defined. Now if I try to open this one, see these functions I did not create this one. When I try to import this one, when I've installed my PySpark, right, I got all these things. I told you already, module is a .py file. That is utils.py is a module. I can say again here. Inside that module, you have the like function definitions. This is also one of the definition of the function. You guys know every function starts with a keyword called def. Okay, and it's a function name. And this function does not accept any parameters. See, here I have all the functions here. So this is one function, this is another function, this is another function. That's it. So like that backend, like all these functions are defined, predefined, I can say. All these are predefined functions. Who wrote that one? Apache Spark has written that one. It's a part of Apache Spark software. It's a Spark is a framework actually. In that framework actually, they have written all these functions. All these are modules. Utils.py is a module. From that, if you want, you can import this particular function. Okay. Like that, we have different functions are there, guys. Let me open one more thing here. See, here also we have classes are there. And here we have different functions are there. Dump stream, load stream, and your this is class again. And this is also one more definition function. Like that, it's a collection of functions is nothing but a module. Simply, that is the definition. Collection of functions is nothing but a module. How you import the module? So with import statement, that's it. Okay. So that is what I was trying to explain here. We keep writing all these statements, right? Every day, day-to-day activities, we have to write all these things every day. Okay. Alias name, I told you right already. We can use alias, any alias name, but if you use alias name, right, every time you have to use that alias name. But generally, even I don't prefer this one as well. I directly use that particular, I'll try to import only that particular function and I'll start using that one in my code. That's it. Okay. That is one thing. And next, So this is also related to your PySpark only. When we get into PySpark, we'll try to like understand more about that one, guys. For now, you just ignore this one. So why I'm explaining this PySpark concept is it's a predefined method here. We can go and at least able to see some functions here. So that is what my intention here, to show this particular package or module. Okay. Okay. So if at all, if you want to import a submodule, right? I told you already, from the like main module dot, you have to use that submodule. Okay. So most what I can say is frequently used modules in Python, generally being a data engineer or even core Python programmers also, they use OS module, operating system module. Okay, even being a data engineer, we also use all these things actually. If at all, if you want to create any directory, if at all, if you want to give permissions to your directory, if at all, if you want to get the current directory, if you want to remove the directory, all those things we do regularly in our day-to-day activities. So this is one of the mostly used module, I can say. If at all, if you want to use functions inside this particular module, we have to use import OS and import dot get CWD. CWD is nothing but current working directory. Okay, so CHDAR, changing the directory. All these are similar to your like your Linux programs. So get environment variable value, unlink, remove that like file. Unlink is nothing but removing the file. If at all, if you want to remove the directory, then you can use this particular command. Like that, whatever the like function you want, you can import that and use it as per your requirement. Okay, now sometimes, guys, in real time, we have to create, see, whatever the like predefined or built-in functions created in Python, those functions may not satisfy our requirement sometimes. Those functions may not satisfy our requirement. In that case, we have to write our own functions, and we should be able to import those functions, and we have to create a module on top of that, and we have to import those functions in our regular code. Now, how we can do that? How we can do that? Now, I'll try to like show you, demonstrate that one with a practical example. Okay. If at all, I told you the like module definition, right? What is that module definition? Module is nothing but a collection of functions, and that module is a .py file which is having that functions, right? Now I have to create a .py file. There I have to have some like predefined like custom functions. Let me try to do that one here. Okay, so for that, what I need to do is I'll try to create a file here. So how I can create that particular file is click on this one, or what you can do is you have to like just a second, you go here and you try to create file here, new. You create a Python file, or you can create a normal file. I'll save it as a .py. That is also okay. Now I'll go with the Python file here, and I'll try to like import that one later. Okay, I'll try to change it to Python file here later. Okay, so for that, what I will do is I've defined all these functions, guys. Actually, I wrote all these functions just before the class. Okay, all these are custom functions actually. Okay, or if at all, if you want to write something like my underscore add, so my underscore subtract, like that, whatever the name you want, you can write it. Okay, so my underscore multiply, my underscore reminder, is prime, and even a rod, I'm keeping it as it is. Okay, let's say all these are my own functions actually. These are not predefined functions. These are created by me. So what I will do is I'll just try to copy all these functions here, and I'll go here and I'll try to like paste it here. That's it. Now what I will do is when you try to create a Python 3 file back, and it will by default it will consider it as a like what I can say IPynb file. What is that IPynb file is? If I go here, what is that file name? Untitled 6, right? If I go here, Untitled 6 is nothing but see. What is the file extension I got here? IPYNB. What is that IPYNB extension here? Anybody know? Anybody know this? PYNB.
PythonB is Python notebook.
Python notebook. What
What
is
does
I?
I stand?
What is that I? Most of you guys attended, right? Python classes, which was taught by Krishna. Get that answer. Whatever you said, right? That is correct. PYNB is nothing but Python notebook. Python NB is nothing but a notebook here. Okay, but I told you, like in pack module definition, the pack module should have an extension .py. Now, how do I save this particular file as a Python file? Currently, it is saved as IPYNB, but you have to save it as a .py. You have to save it. So for that, what I will do is I'll try to save this one. First, let me try to rename this one, guys. If at all, if you want to rename this particular Python file, you need to double click here, or you just need to give a click here, and whatever you wanted to like save it, right? You can save that. You can use that. You can save that file. Okay, Siva underscore. Okay, generic underscore module. This is my module name. This is my module name. Let's say just give that name, that's it. Okay, just rename it. Now, if you want to save this one as a py, what you need to do is click on this one here and download as Python. You have to download that one first. See, it got downloaded here. So since I have here like this one, what is that, antivirus, it is stopping, it is actually stopping this download, because .py files are like malware files sometimes. Okay, so that is the reason why it is prompting here. So you want me to keep or delete this one? I wanted to keep this one. I know, because I've downloaded that. Okay, so what I will do is this Python module file I'll try to upload in the same location. Same location is nothing but in the home directory, where my this one Jupyter notebook is actually accessing all my files, saving all my Python files. So in order to upload that one, what you guys have to do is you have an option called upload here. Click on this one. So in my downloads, I have this one, right? Siva generic module is there, right? Now click on that one and click on open this. See, it is uploading here. Now it is asking or prompting us to upload it. Yes, I uploaded that one. So where is that Python file here? This is the one. Siva generic mod. Oh, still it got IPONB, yeah? This is the one, right? Sorry. This is the one we have downloaded, and this is the file we have uploaded just now, seconds ago, 460 bits. Okay, now, so once you save this particular module name with the .py, and you can start importing that one in your code. Okay, how do we do that one? So what are all the different like functions I've written in my module? That's what you need to understand. Okay, so I've written functions my add. Okay, I wanted to add two numbers here. So my add will take two parameters as inputs. Okay, and it will try to add those two numbers, and it will try to return that as an output. Now here, what I will do is I'll try to use that function here. Okay, my underscore add of, okay, 10 comma 20. This is what I'm trying to give. Okay, so for simplicity, I'm trying to use print command here. So print of my add of 10 comma 20, because my add function will return the value, right? So in the print command, it will try to return that value, and print will try to print that same value here. Now, if I try to execute this one, it is throwing error. My add is not defined. boss, boss, I don't know what is this myad. This function I'm not able to identify. So in order to identify that one properly, you need to import that module, import, or you can use directly here from, okay, what is that module name? Module name is Shiva generic module, right? So that is what I have given here. I wanted to give here Shiva underscore generic underscore module. This is what I need to give. Okay. From this particular module, import. What do you want to import? My underscore add. This is what I wanted to import. Now, if you try to run this one, then see what you're getting here. 30 you're getting. 10 plus 20, 30 or not? Yes. But without this line, are you able to run this? Are you able to execute the this command? No, no way. Because my Python doesn't understand what is this myAdd function. Because this myAdd function is there in this particular module, and from there it is trying to create the scope of the function, and this function is trying to add these two numbers and is giving the result here. Okay. Okay. So this is the way of executing, I mean, creating the custom modules. See why I'm explaining this one. Sometimes in real time, actually, we have to create our own functions, and we have to import those functions in our code. That is the reason why I'm trying to explain all these things. I don't have any other intention apart from that. Okay. See here, I have few more functions right here. Let's say reminder function or multiply function is there. Okay. Let's see if I try to execute here reminder function or multiply function here. Now you can write here print of, okay, my multiply of, okay, 10 comma 2 I'm giving here, or 20, whatever you want, you can give. Any input you can give here. If I try to execute, will it throw error or will it execute? If I want to execute this command smoothly, I mean this cell smoothly, what are all the modifications I have to do? Now, if you really understood this topic, you tell me what I have to do here. If I execute this one, first of all, tell me, will it execute or not?
No.
Not
No.
execute.
Only myAdd will execute.
myAdd. No.
Yeah. Will it execute or not?
No.
Not
No.
execute.
Okay. Now see, myAdd got executed here happily. And see, Python will execute these statements line by line, right? Sequentially, it will execute the statements, right? Now, when it was executing this command, by the time myAdd was there, it has imported already. Okay, that is the reason it has printed this one. When it is executing this particular line, it is trying to check this function is there or not. No, it is not there, and it is giving error here. Python always execute the statements sequentially. Now tell me, in order to execute this line as well, what I have to do here? What is that other modification I have to do here? All the possible combinations you tell me here. What is that first possible combination here? Put comma here.
My underscore multiply.
Import my underscore multiply.
My underscore multiply. That's it. Multiply here. That's it. This is one way. And if you go and execute this one, see, you're getting here 10 into 2 is 20. This is one like one possible case here. What are all the other possible cases here? Now I'm trying to
Star.
comment this line. So from Shiva generic module,
Import
star.
That's it. That is also one of the approach. Now if I try to execute this one, see, I'm getting same output. If you want, I can execute it one more time. See, I got executed. It got executed. 30-20, same output you're getting. And this is one way. What is that other way?
Import Shiva generic module.
So import, copy this one and try to hit enter here. Import Shiva generic module. Import I need to use, or what is that? As Shiva generic module, right? Shiva generic module, SGM I'm taking. You can take any alias name here. There is no rule that you have to use only X or Y or F or whatever you want. You can give anything here. Now, since I have like given alias name here, mandatorily you have to use here. If I execute this one, will it execute?
No.
No.
No,
No,
SGM that.
it got
SGM.
executed. See, it got executed. Okay, is it mandatory to give this one? Okay, SGM dot. Here also I'm trying to use here SGM dot. Okay, if I try to execute this one, see, I'm getting the output here. Okay. But mostly it is mandatory. If you give alias name, you have to use the alias name. But without alias name also, I'm not sure why it is executing this.
Maybe it
Find
might,
it on.
it might already available for this session.
In the session, that's what you're, maybe that could be the issue.
I think you can clear out the kernel.
Yeah, I
run it
can,
again.
what I can do is, I'll try to restart the kernel here so that, okay, restart and clear the outputs. Then I'll try to execute it. Yes, I think it's restarted. Now I can go and execute this one. You see, it is throwing error now. It's mandatory. Whenever you mention alias name here, you have to mention that alias name here. Previously, it was already imported, right? That was stored in a session. So that is the reason why it was actually executing. Otherwise, it will not execute. I'm pretty sure about that. If you mention alias name, you have to use that alias name. Now it will execute smoothly. See, 3020 we got here. If at all, if you want to clear that that one, right, you have to go to the kernel here. And if you want to only restart, you check with this option. Or if at all, if you want to restart and clear the output, then you have to use this one. Restart and run all. Run all means all these cells, if at all, if you want to execute, then use this option. And if at all, if you want to, let's say, disconnected, and if you want to reconnect this one, you can do this one. If at all, if you want to shut down this kernel, right, you can use this one. That's all these options. Anyway, in Databricks, you will not find all these options. Don't worry. I'm not going to focus much on this one. Okay. Okay. Shiva, I have a question, guys, here. Like if you know the answer, just let me know here. Now, Python actually, it has different modules, right? OS is a separate module. Pandas is a separate module. NumPy is a separate module. Matplotlib is a separate module. PySpark is a module separate. I mean, it's not a part of the like a Python module, but it's a separate module. So Python has created all these modules, right? Why Python is not storing all those functions at one place and importing all those things? Did you get my question?
Efficiency.
Efficiency.
Segregation of models.
What is that?
Segregation of.
They are organizing the those functions properly. That's it. Okay. Now what they are doing, here indirectly. Okay. Why we got all those modules, all operating system related functions they are created. They have created under OS module. All pandas related modules they have created under pandas module. Okay, all NumPy related modules, related functions they've kept it in NumPy module. All Matplotlib related functions they kept it in a Matplotlib. Like that in Python has like thousands of modules, guys. Thousands. Python has thousands of modules like that. So whatever the module is required, right? That module you try to import here, and you import only that respective function here. Now, all these collection of all these modules, what we call generally package. Package or library. Package or library. Anything you can call it. Okay. So package is a collection of modules. Module is a collection of functions. You got the difference between these two, package and the module. Group of module comes under group of modules is nothing but a package. Group of functions is nothing but a module. That's it. That is the main difference. Okay. So PySpark I've shown you, right? That is actually a package. That is not a module. That is a package. Inside that package, actually, we have PySpark.sql was there, right? PySpark. That is a sub package. Sub package is nothing but a subfolder inside that. Package is just a folder inside a Python. So here it is a folder or not? Let me try to show you here. Here it is a folder or not? If you go here, PySpark is a folder or not? Yes. Module is a folder. Did I ever say that module is a folder? Module is just a .py file. That's it. But package is a folder. Inside that one, you can have any number of modules. All these are modules only indirectly. But these are not modules. These are not extending with the .py. Of course, there are like modules here, but there are sub modules also here, or sub packages, I can say. SQL is also a sub module here, sub package, I can say. Inside that sub package, I have again like few more Python files. All these are modules again here. Or in SQL, inside that SQL, again we have sub packages. Inside that one, again I have some modules. Package, sub package. If you have like one more package inside that one, sub package, inside that one modules. So one package can have even sub modules as well, sub packages as well, not modules. Sub packages as well. Package can have directly modules and sub packages, both. Am I confusing you here? Am I confusing?
No.
All right. Oh, okay. See, guys, every single line, whatever you're writing in PySpark, you have to understand. You have to know the meaning of that. That is only the intention I have here to explain all these things. Every single character you need to understand. Okay, so that is about packages and the modules, guys. And custom modules also I've shown you how to create that one. And sometimes you need to like create these custom modules as well. Even in our project also, we have created the custom .py file and we imported that one in our project. So wherever it is required, sometimes you have to do that. So I thought it is like an essential topic. That is the reason I explained all these things. Okay. Yeah. That's all about the modules and packages. Any questions before I get into like next topic, loops? See here, in my packages, here we have different packages are there. Different packages are there. Inside that one, we have like modules. So inside the module, actually, we have classes and definitions, functions, or variables also, I can say. You can have variables also, guys. Constants, I can say. Okay, even in PySpark, even in Databricks also, we have to like organize your code in this way only. You have to organize your code. If you go and blindly write your code within a like a single file, right? People will not accept it. You have to organize. So for Databricks, this is the inspiration actually for us. This concept is inspiration for us. Okay. Moving on, guys. Any question before I move on? Okay. Our next topic is Python loops. You guys know this topic very well, but still I'm trying to explain like few more additional points I need to discuss, guys. That is the reason why I'm trying to explain here. Okay. Now, why for loop actually came into the picture for us? Why we have to have the for loop? Do we really need to have the for loop in place in Python? Do we really require that? Why loops are required in Python?
For iteration, we need loops.
Of course. Okay. So if at all, if you want to do some repeated activity, let's say if I ask you to print good morning 5 times, what do you guys do? You keep writing print of good morning 5 times. What if I ask you write 1,000 times? Okay, let's say within double quotes here, always try to habituate to use this F string here. Yes, please try to habituate to this one. Okay, so inside this one, I'll try to write here, good morning. Okay, I'm trying to use the exclamatory mark like this. Okay, so if I ask you to print only one time, you'll write it only one time here. If I ask you to write 10 times here, you can write 10 print commands like this, one after another. You can happily write that one, no problem at all. But what if I ask you write to 10,000 times? You're gonna do that. So loops are necessary in any programming language, not only in Python, guys, any programming language, even in SQL as well, of course. Okay, Python, Java, C#, .NET, everywhere you go, loops are common. Okay, so there are different loops are there in Python. That is while loop and for loop mainly. And of course, we have nested loop also. This is not a special category. I can say this is a special category loop. Loop inside a loop, I can say. It's called nested loop. The main category that we have in Python is while loop and the for loop. That's it. Only these two loops. And that too, while loop we don't use frequently. Mostly we will use for loop. Okay, let me try start under make you understand about the for loop here. Okay, now how do we print 10 times good morning? How do you execute this command? You guys know the syntax of this one, right? For what do you need to do? What is the syntax of the for loop? For, and after that you have to use some temporary variable. The temporary variable can be anything, guys. Here it can be I, it can be X, it can be P, it can be Shiva, it can be anything. I can write even Shiva also here, no problem at all. I can write Rama also here, no problem here. You can write Mahabharata story also there, no problem. Okay, for temporary variable, okay, in, this is mandatory. After that, you have to use iterable object. Whatever you wanted to, how many times you wanted to iterate that iterable object you need to specify. Okay, if I want to print this one 10 times, what is that iterable object I need to write it here? What is that best iterable object we can write here so that my Python will execute the print command 10 times?
Range.
Exactly. We have range function, right? Range, inside range, actually, what is that we can mention here?
0,5.
0 is nothing but a starting value, and you can mention like 11 here. Why I'm mentioning? Okay, you can mention directly 10 here. It will start from 0 and it will ending with, end is excluded always. I told you already. End is excluded means 10 minus 1, 9. 0 to 9 means 10 you will get. Okay. Always you have to use the colon here and hit enter. I told you already, this colon, we call it as the indentation character in Python. Okay. Now, so the moment you use enter, hit enter here, Python understands that where to write the next line. It has that intelligence actually. So that is the reason why my cursor is showing at the at middle of the like statement almost. Okay, here you have like I can say tab space also you can give. That is also okay. Or if you don't want to like give the tab space or double space and all those things, right? You simply hit enter. It will try to show you it will give like where to start the next line. Not only in Jupyter Notebook, guys, even in other IDs also it will show like that. Okay. Now here I'm trying to print here whatever the print command I have written, right? I'll simply start this print command. I'll try to print. I'll try to write it here so that if I execute this one, range is not defined. What is the mistake I've done? Come and tell me. What is that mistake?
Capital R.
Small r we have to use here. Python is a case sensitive language, guys. Case sensitive language. Capital range is not like defined here. Smaller we have to take here. Now execute this one. See, good morning executed 10 times. Every time, first 0 it will take. It will get into the loop and print will be executed. And 1 it will take here. From the range actually, from the range of 1 to 10 means back and indirectly what it is going to create. Sequential numbers, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Up to 9. 0, first time it will take the first number, that is 0. And it will enter into the loop. And it will try what is there inside the loop actually. Some statements are there. What is that statement? Print statement. It will try to execute. And the control will be passed on to the for loop again. After executing the statements, again the control will be passed on to the for loop again. And in the for loop, what is that next one iteration? One it will take here. One it will take here. See here, guys. What I will do is, I'll try to use here, like, that's okay. Variable also you can take here. That's okay. That's when I'll try to explain that one later. Okay. One it will take, and again it will try to enter into the loop. Okay, it will be the print command will execute. Again, control will be, will be passed on to the for loop. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Up to 9 it will take. Whenever the range completed right here, whenever this number ending right here, then it will come out of the loop and it will stop the execution. Until the last number, it will keep on executing this one. That is the use of for loop, and that is the functionality of the for loop. Okay. Now we'll see some examples here. While loop also I'll try to explain. Let me start with for loop here. Just a second. While loop also we'll see. Don't worry. If I try to take this one, and what will happen here? I told you already, for loop will accept actually iterable object here. And I told you, sorry. So will it get executed backend? If yes, why? If no, why?
Yes.
Will it get executed? Why? If yes, why? Reason also you have to tell. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a string. It will go by character by character.
How does string stores in the backend? I told you already, right, in the previous class. It's a collection of characters, right? String is nothing but a collection. Collection is nothing but it is also one of the data type, right? Indirectly. String is also one of the data type, right? That is also a iterable object. It's a collection of characters. So it is also an iterable object. So character by character, it will try to print it here. That's it. First B it will take, it will give it to the statement, and A it will take, give it to the statement. Like that, it will keep on repeating that one. And if I try to execute this one, right? So what happened? I think, did I do any mistake here? One second.
I think extra space.
Space, huh? One second. For X, space is not there, right? Why it is not printing that? Yeah, now it's printing. I think it's a space issue. I did not do anything. Same statement only. I just adjusted the spaces here. That's it. Okay, see, banana, it is printing nicely. And that to print command, I told you, right? Why it is printing every time in a new line? Have you ever got that like thought?
By default, print statement has a \n there.
So print command has some arguments, right, or some parameters, right? One of the parameters is actually end, right? I've shown you already in one of the class. End by default it will like /n. That is the reason why every time it will try to take actually this one. And if I try to going forward, once I enter into the PySpark, right, I'll start using this commands like this. So if I write like this, what will happen? What it will print? What it will print if I write like this? Nothing, huh? Nothing,
Blank line. Two empty lines.
Two empty lines actually. Two empty lines. It will try to print it. Okay, I'll keep writing all these things, guys. Don't worry. You'll understand it, the functionality of the printer. Okay. That is one thing. And one more thing is, you can take even the collections also here. I mean, data types we have, right? List data type is there, tuple data type is there, and the set data type is there, dictionary data type is there. Like that, you can take anything, guys. Here, any collection you can take. All those data type generally we call it as a collections, guys. Any collection you can take in the for loop actually. Okay, and now it's time to understand the break statement. Break statement. Okay, see, first we'll try to execute this particular command, and based on that execution, we'll try to understand the functionality of the break. Okay, sometimes if you don't understand this one, right, you have to like execute this one, understand the functionality, basic functionality. Okay, fruits equal to some list I have defined here, and after that, what I'm trying to define is for loop. I'm trying to start defining this one for x in fruits. Okay, and after that, line I'm trying to execute. Yeah, this is the one I'm trying to print here. Yeah, so if x equal to banana, break. Now what will happen here? What will happen here? Let's execute this one first and see what it is giving the output. Extra space characters case. I'm sorry. I don't know why these special characters we got here. What happened? Fruits. This line is correct on the right. Okay. Array, what happened? Array. Again, here also extra space. Now see, it is giving only apple and banana. Try to understand the functionality of the for loop first. Now what will happen? I've defined here fruits. Fruit is a list here. First, what for loop will take? For loop will take the first element from the iterator object, I can say. What is the first element? Apple is the first element. Now apple came and stored in X here. Now what I'm trying to do in the print, actually it has printed actually apple as it is. That's what we got here. Okay, and after that immediately we have a condition called if x is nothing but whatever the element we got right here, x apple equal to banana, apple equal to banana, no, then break, then break, then break means since the condition is not satisfied here, it did not break, and it went to the second element it took here. Now x is storing actually banana here. Now it is printing banana here as it is, and after that we have condition if x equal to banana, then break. Okay, break executed. This time condition is satisfying, it is entering into the if condition, break is executing. Now I'll tell you what is the use of that break. Okay, next break, will it go to the next element here? Do you think it will go to the next element? Okay, now here let's say consider it is taking cherry also here. Cherry it is storing here. Now did it print anything after banana? No. That means it is not even going to the third element. That means what is the use of the break statement? Whenever the condition is satisfied here, it will stop the execution of the for loop here, or loop here itself. It is breaking the loop here. Sometimes we have to like break the loop. Sometimes, not all the time. That is the use of break. Stop the execution. Stop the looping here. Whenever the condition is satisfied, break means it will come out of the loop. It will simply, like your PVM come out of the loop actually. So that is the use of break. Okay. What if I take pass here? What if I take continue here? That's what we are going to understand. Okay. Now, next. See, with the break statement, we can stop the loop before it has looped through all the other items. That's what I was mentioning, right? Next. Continue statement. Yes, I have a requirement here. Except a banana, I wanted to like execute. I wanted to like iterate all the elements here, except banana. It is even iterating for banana as well, but that condition will not. Okay, I'll try to explain that one with a program so that you'll have a better understanding. Okay, let me copy this. I think just we have here. That's okay. Again, it's not printing in its proper. What I will do is Control Z. First, let me try to paste it in a. Oh, here also it is printing in the same way. Okay. 1 second. Let me try to copy it proper way. Okay, it's printing in the same way, guys. That's okay. We'll try to adjust it. Remove this and remove this and remove this. So did we? 1 second. Did we write in the same way? So fruits for if continue print, if and print actually will try to will be in the same line. Okay, now if and this one continue in the same line. Okay, now I'll try to remove the extra spaces, guys. Here, I'm sorry for that. Okay, for remove the space here also space removing, here also removing the space. Now let me execute this one. Here also we have an extra space. Special characters entered actually. That's it. Array. Now we got it. See, what is that it has printed here? Now try to understand the functionality here based on the output. It has printed only apple and cherry here. It did not print actually banana. What could be the reason for that? What could be the reason for that? First, it has taken apple here. Apple is storing actually in X. If X, it is comparing now. If X equal to, that means apple equal to banana. Apple equal to banana. No, condition is not satisfied. Okay, continue. Continue means it will go to the next line. Now it has printed. Continue means it will go to the next line. Okay, now print X. That means apple printed here. Now coming to the next one. Next element it has taken. Banana is storing actually in X. Now banana equal to banana. Banana equal to banana. Condition is satisfied. Now it will not execute. It will not go to the next here. It will not execute this particular line here. It will go. The control will go back to the for loop again. Now for loop will take cherry here. Cherry is equal to banana. No. not it's not correct. Whenever the condition is not satisfied here, it will go to the next line here. So it will take the cherry here and it will try to print the cherry here. Let's say the conclusion point here is, if you want to stop the loop at particular element, then we'll generally use the continuous statement. Okay, that is what I mentioned in the my slide deck here. So with the continuous statement, we can stop the current iteration, particular iteration. If you want to stop it, then you can use that continuous statement. Whenever the condition is satisfied, that iteration will be stopped. Okay, so and continue with the next. That's for the use of continue. I mean, just for understanding purpose, I'm trying to give all these things, guys. But I never use this continuous statement in my experience. I mean, especially in PySpark. If requirement comes, then you have to go out and use, of course. Okay, that is the use of that one. And range function I already explained, right? Range of 0, 6 you can take, or directly you can take the number. By default, it will consider starting number as 0 here. Okay, that is this one also. Okay, and one more thing, guys. In the for loop, actually, you can even mention else condition also. Okay, once the iteration is completed, right, then it will try to execute the else condition here. You can have, optionally, you can have this one. It's not mandatory to write the else block in the for loop. Optionally, you can write it. Once the iteration is completed, the control will go to the else. Actually, what are all the statements are there in the else, it will try to print it. Sometimes we use this one also in the real time. See here, range of 6 means 0, from the number 0 it will start 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but because 6 minus 1 it would take, that is the reason why 5 printed. And after that, once the iteration is completed, else is printing here, finally finished. That's it. Okay, optional. This is optional, guys. It's not mandatory. Else is not mandatory. Sometimes, guys, recently I've done this one in my project. Sometimes what happened, in the for each, in the for loop, actually, you don't want to do any activity, but still you have to iterate it. Generally, we don't use this one in for each. In the condition statements, we use that one. I'll explain this one tomorrow in the conditional statements as well. Okay, if you don't want to do any activity inside for each, then simply try to mention as pass. Pass, don't do anything. Pass. Now again, control will go to the for loop again, and again pass. Again loop, control will go to the for loop again, like that, until it completes the iteration. Actually, it will keep on passing the control to the for. Okay, let me try to print this one here. Don't do anything. It will not print anything actually here. Okay, don't worry. Now let me remove this one, and yeah, it is at the same line. Now execute this one. My bad. Array 0 also. Here also we have that. See, did it print anything here? No.
No.
No, nothing. It's not printing anything here. Passing, simply it is passing, nothing. It's not doing anything. Okay, I'll tell you the exact use case tomorrow. Maybe in the real time one, I'll try to open and I'll show you. Okay. Before I explain the nested loops, I have to explain the while loop as well. While loop is also very easy, guys. Hardly in my previous project, I used only once this while loop. At one place I used it. I'll show you that use case as well tomorrow, maybe. Okay. Now, what is this? What is the difference between that for loop and the while loop? First, let's try to understand the while loop, the functionality, and after that, we'll try to see the differences here. Okay. While the expression, that means conditional expression, whatever you want, you can write it. Okay, inside that loop, actually, how many ever statements if you want to write, you can write it. Even in for loop also, we'll write generally statements inside the for loop, right? Yes, same way. But here, while, here the expression actually until the expression becomes false. This loop will continue executing the statements until the expression becomes false. This loop will keep on executing. Okay, let's try to understand one example here. Okay, so let's say I'll try to take this one. Why it is not taken in a proper way? Any spaces here? Yeah, I think we have spaces here. Here also we have space. Now see, we got. See here, I equal to 1. I just declared my variable value here. I equal to 1. While I less than 6. Okay, first what will happen is, I initially it will take actually 1. Okay, I equal to 1 means 1 less than 6. Condition satisfied. True. Condition true. Then it will enter into the loop actually. Okay, so inside the loop, what are all the statements I've written? Print. Print of I. That means 1 printed here. Okay, now here I equal to I plus 1. Indirectly, I'm writing here I equal to I plus 1. This is the short form of writing, mentioning that I equal to I plus 1. It's a short form. I plus equal to 1 also you can write it. Okay, or if you want to write this one, I equal to I plus 1, that is also okay. I equal to I plus 1. Like this also you can write it. Okay, if you want to write it in a more good way, you can write it like this. Yeah, I equal to I plus 1. And if you, even if you execute this one, you'll get the same output actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The short form of writing that one is I plus equal to 1. Okay. Now, I equal to I plus 1. I already storing 1, right? 1 plus 1, 2. Now the control will be passed to the while loop again. Now I is holding 2. 2 less than or 2 less than 6. Condition true or false? Condition true. Again, it will enter into the loop. So like that, I will be keep on incrementing until it becomes 6. Now 6 less than 6, condition false. The moment it start executing 6 here, it stopped. Now that is the reason why it has executed, it has printed until 5. Okay, that is the use of like while loop. You have any expression, you know that the like expression will will give false at some point of time, and you wanted to iterate the, you wanted to execute the statement until it become false, then while loop is the best option. Okay, so that is what I mentioned here. When the condition become false, the control passes to the line immediately following loop action. It will stop the execution. Okay, here also we have break statement, continue statement. Okay, same functionality. There also, like here also same functionality. How we understood in a for loop, right? In the same way here also, break and continue will work here. If you want to stop the current iteration here, then it will stop the current iteration. Break means it will try to come out of the loop completely. Whenever the condition is satisfied, it will simply come out of the loop. It will not go further. So that is the reason it is printing only 1, 2, 3 here. So because the condition is satisfying, right? Break means it will completely come out of the loop. Okay, so that is while loop guys. Even continue also same thing here. Break also same thing here. Okay, here also even in the while loop also we can use else statement guys here. This is also optional. It's not mandatory. Once the iteration is complete, right? It will execute the else block actually. So anyway, else block I'll explain tomorrow. At that time you'll understand what is this else and all. Okay, so that's all. That is about the for loop and the while loop. Tomorrow we'll try to understand the conditional statements. And after that, I'll try to explain the try exception blocks, that is error handling. After that, we'll stop the Python topics. Yeah, that's all, guys, for today. Any questions? Hope this will be useful, guys, definitely.